Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Finance Fridays, the space where we talk money with clarity, compassion, and culture. So you don't have to figure it out alone. I'm your host, Gil-Soto, proud Dominicana, born and raised in Lawrence, Massachusetts, always traveling between Bani and El Cibao, and a master's in finance candidate, learning finance not just for me, but for us, for our people, for every first gen household that learned to survive before learning to feel safe. Today, we're talking about something very real: December joy, January pressure. The emotional roller coaster of giving, overspending, guilt, and why the new year somehow starts with, my God, I just got paid. Why does it already feel tight? If December felt warm but January feels heavy, this episode is for you. Overspending during the holidays isn't irresponsibility, it's emotional wiring, especially if you're Dominican, first gen, or raised in a culture where gifts equal love. Quedar bien was survival or be on somebody's good side. Family showed up for each other loudly. Celebrations were a whole production. Generosity was cultural, not optional. We were raised in families where the holidays weren't just a date, they were a season. And now that I'm older, I understand something I never saw as a kid. Growing up, the holidays in my family were full of music, food, pretty outfits, jokes, tradition, warmth, noise. That Dominican end of the year energy that feels like magic. We had abundance in the ways that mattered most. And as a kid, everything looked effortless. Christmas always came together beautifully, but adulthood has a way of revealing the truth. That wasn't effortless, that was intention, generosity, and tradition. And honestly, it set the bar high. Because now, as an adult, I catch myself trying to recreate that same feeling, that warmth, that presence, that we show up energy. Not because I'm making up for anything, but because I want to protect the emotional abundance I grew up with. So, yes, sometimes I overspend. Sometimes I stretch myself because I want everyone around me to feel cared for the way my family made me feel. But here's the part no one prepares you for. Creating that holiday magic as an adult comes with bills, deadlines, exhaustion, and a nervous system that was not built for December chaos. That's why overspending happens. Not because you're bad with money, but because you learned that the holidays are about showing love through effort. And that's also why January hits so hard. Because now it's just you. Your income, your responsibilities, your nervous system, trying to maintain a tradition that used to be carried by a whole family. January doesn't feel scarce because of lack. January feels scarce because of pressure. The shame hits once the gifts are opened. The dopamine fades and the numbers settle. But the shame isn't about the money. It's about who you were trying to be. Holiday shame sounds like, I shouldn't have spent that much. What was I thinking? Why am I scared to look at my account? Why does January already feel like survival mode? You're not behind, you're overwhelmed. Your nervous system is coming down from 2 months of expectation, stimulation, gatherings, and pressure. January isn't scarce. Your body just feels that way. So, some January triggers can be the emotional hangover, financial fatigue, survival instincts, pressure to start the year right. Even if your income hasn't changed, January feels like I'm already behind. I need to fix everything at once. I shouldn't have spent so much because the holidays break your rhythm. Your nervous system loses its financial grounding. January has extra emotional weight. Your body switches from giving to protecting. Shame shrinks your perception. January feels scarce not because you failed, but because your nervous system is recalibrating. I don't want to repeat episode 1. You already know how to breathe and ground yourself. This reset is deeper. Holiday overspending creates a self-trust rupture. Not because you lacked discipline, but because you spent from emotion, tradition, and pressure, not clarity. So January feels terrifying because your inner trust meter is low. So here is how to repair it. So step 1, honor the intention behind your spending. It could be, I was trying to show love. I wanted people to feel appreciated. I grew up in a family that gave with heart. This reduces shame immediately. Step 2, repair the trust, not the receipts. Ask yourself, what would make me feel trustworthy with money again? Some examples would be tracking 1 week of expenses, organizing your bill dates, updating your financial goals, naming one boundary for next December, writing down your fixed income and fixed expenses. Step 3, recommit with gentleness, not punishment, not restriction, not shame, just I'm learning myself. I can rebuild trust slowly. I can give without losing myself. This restores confidence. All right, now I have the journal prompt of the episode for you guys. What was I truly trying to give emotionally with the money I spent? And the affirmation for this question is, I can honor my generosity without abandoning myself. And I will do a quick little prayer. Take a deep breath. Dear God, teach me to give without guilt, to love without losing myself, and to enter this new year with clarity instead of fear. Calm my spirit, steady my thoughts, and help me trust myself with money again. Amen. That was episode 2 of Finance Fridays, the holiday money hangover, guilt, overspending, and why January always feels scarce. If this episode helped you feel seen, share it with someone who needs a gentler approach to this money season. You can listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And if you'd like to support the show, you can make a monthly contribution via Buzzsprout. The link is in the show notes. I'm your host, Gil-Soto, Dominicana, and a Master's in Finance candidate. And I will see you on the next Finance Friday.